What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about my thoughts on the Canon R8. So let's jump into it. The Canon R8 is a similar size to the Canon RP. They're both super compact. They're super tiny cameras. It also has the same sensor as the Canon R6 Mark II. I will say though that you don't get one of those little focus dials, joysticks on the back of the camera. You're going to have to use your finger on the screen. The upside of that is you have face autofocus, eye autofocus, animal autofocus, vehicle autofocus. I don't know what else you're going to be shooting, but you pretty much have it all. I find that it just works. It also has a 24 megapixel sensor, and I think this is honestly the sweet spot of megapixels because the files, if you go any further, like the Canon R5, just the size of each file is massive. So I think, 24 to 30 megapixels is honestly the sweet spot for most people who are just going to use photos for social media or just put them on a hard drive and they're going to live forever. I think that 24 megapixels, if you do choose to print out some of these photos that you take, are honestly going to look amazing. When you're shooting photos, it's going to come in at 6 frames per second if you are using the mechanical shutter. But if you're using the electronic shutter, you can get all the way up to 40 frames a second. I don't know how much further they're going to push this because 40 frames a second, that's absolutely insane. I don't even know what you would shoot if you were shooting 40 frames a second. The video on this camera is going to be an absolute beast. You have 4K, but it's going to be oversampled 4K from the 6K sensor. The frame rates are going to be 60 frames a second in 4K. Obviously, you're going to have your 30, 24, and it's going to be up to 180 frames in 1080. And finally, you're going to be able to record for up to 2 hours. That's a huge plus. Hopefully, this trickles down to, some of Canon's other camera. The R5, I wish had that ability, as well as I don't think there's going to be any overheating in this camera, which I mean, time will tell. You also get C-Log and C-Log 3, and that just helps you color grade if you are into the color grading aspect of life. The camera does not have IBIS because, they have to save money somehow, but you do have lens IS if your lens has image stabilization, as well as you do have the digital IS. And I find this works pretty good. It gives you a pretty decent result. The price is also coming in at $1,500 US or $2,000 Canadian. I think this is a great price point. It's not too much. I think it's in that sweet spot. The battery is also the same as the Canon RP. It's the LPE17 battery. Personally, I don't really like this battery because it's so small that you're definitely going to have to buy a couple batteries, because if you don't, you will get stuck when you're shooting, and nobody wants that. The upside of this is you have the ability to plug a USB-C charger into the camera and plug it into a battery bank, and it will constantly feed power to the battery and allow you to keep shooting. If you do get one of these cameras, either pick up, 3-4 batteries or pick up a USB-C charger and plug it into the camera, throw it in your pocket, and you're pretty much good to go. I wish they used the same battery from the Canon R5, which is the LPE6 battery. This has just been a staple. It's been around forever. I do understand why they didn't use this battery, just to keep the size of the camera down. It does come with one SD card slot, and I don't really have any issues with this. It is more of a consumer focused camera. It would be nice if it has two, but it only has one. So what can you do? Overall, I think this is an amazing camera, especially if you're going to be vlogging. Pick up a 15 to 30 lens. You're pretty much good to go. You just have to get like an external mic and your whole setup's complete. It's going to give you a good wide, little bit of a zoom. It's not going to break the bank too much. I definitely can't wait to get my hands on this camera. I want to see if it's actually as good as it seems like it's going to be. I think Canon is on the right path. Hopefully you did enjoy this quick little video. I want to do more camera releases such as this and just talk about my honest thoughts. That's all I have for this video. If you did like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, peace.